Welcome to Sleep Philosophy. This is a space where timeless ideas and profound reflections meet gentle storytelling. Through calming narratives, we explore philosophy and the human experience, offering you a chance to reflect, relax, and ease your way into restful sleep. Tonight, we'll delve into the ideas of Immanuel Kant, a philosopher who reshaped how we think about the world and our place in it. Kant distinguished between the phenomenal world, what we perceive and experience, and the noumenal world, the reality that exists just beyond our perception. To explore these concepts, we'll follow Anna, an ordinary woman whose quiet day is filled with observations and moments that reveal just how her mind is shaping the very rain falling around her. Kant's ideas invite us to reflect on how much of what we experience is shaped not by the world itself, but by the lens of our perception. Tonight, we'll weave these reflections into Anna's journey. Settle in, let your thoughts soften, and allow this story to guide you gently toward rest. Let's begin. The morning begins with the sound of rain. Its rhythm is soft and steady, a quiet presence against the windows. Anna lies awake in bed, her eyes following the dim, filtering light through the curtains. The grayness of the sky fills her room, and for a moment, she simply listens. The rain stretches endlessly in her mind, though it feels heavy, as if it carries the weight of her thoughts, the unspoken worries that linger from the day before. Anna eventually pulls herself out of bed, her movements slow and deliberate. The room feels cool, and the faint, clean scent of rain hangs in the air. Standing at the window, Anna watches the droplets slide down the glass in crooked lines. Outside, the street is empty, the rain pooling in shallow streams along the pavement. She notices how the light reflects in the puddles. It seems muted and soft, as though the rain has blurred the edges of the world. For now, it feels quiet, almost isolating. The rain, she thinks, is just there, falling, constant, unchanging. In this moment, the rain is not just a physical phenomenon, it's an experience shaped by Anna's perception. This is a place where Kant would remind us that the world we encounter is not the world as it truly is, but the world as it appears to us through our very perception. The sounds, the reflections, the cool air, these are the phenomenal aspects of the rain, shaped by Anna's senses and her thoughts. The noumenal world, the rain as it exists in itself, is something that Anna cannot fully know, but this does not diminish its beauty. Instead, it invites a quiet humility, a reminder of the infinite mystery held in even the simplest of things. Later, with a warm cup of tea in her hands, Anna returns to the window. The rain has softened into a mist, its presence quieter now, almost imperceptible. She sits down, her fingers curled around the cup, watching as droplets cling to the glass, catching the light just before sliding down in slow, meandering paths. The tea's warmth seeps into Anna's palms, and she lets out a breath she hadn't even realized she was holding. The rain feels different now. Its rhythm matches her breathing, steady and calming. She notices how the mist clings to the trees, softening their edges, and how the gray sky brings out the richness of the green leaves. For a moment, she closes her eyes and listens. The sound of the rain is soothing now, like a gentle heartbeat in the background. When she opens her eyes, the world outside feels lighter, as though something in her has shifted. She doesn't think about it directly, but the rain no longer feels like a burden. It feels like a companion, quiet and reflective. Anna's gaze lingers on the trees outside. The branches are heavy with droplets, each one shimmering like tiny jewels. A gentle breeze moves through the leaves, and the droplets fall, one by one, into the puddles below. She watches their tiny ripples spread outward, disappearing almost as quickly as they appeared. In this moment, she feels a subtle connection to the world beyond the glass, a recognition that the rain is neither good nor bad, neither heavy nor light. It simply is, and yet her perception of it feels like a quiet transformation, shaped by her own emotions and the warmth of the tea in their hands. By mid-morning, Anna decides to step outside. The rain has eased into a drizzle, and the air is cool and fresh. She pulls on her coat and steps onto the wet pavement. The city feels quieter than usual, the sound of traffic softened by the rain. She notices the way puddles collect at the edges of the street, their surfaces rippling with tiny drops. As she walks, she takes in the details. The colors of the city seem sharper against the gray sky, the bright yellow of an umbrella, the deep red of a brick wall dampened by the rain. She watches a child in a bright jacket stomp through a puddle, their laughter ringing out as water splashes up around them. A couple walks arm in arm under a shared umbrella, their heads close together, their pace unhurried. Anna pauses, watching the people around her, the children, the couple, herself. They are all walking through the same rain, and yet their experiences feel entirely different. This is a place where Kant might describe this as the interplay between the shared worlds of phenomena and the unique lens of individual perception. The rain remains constant, but the stories it carries are as varied as the people who encounter it. By noon, Anna finds herself in her favorite cafe. The windows are fogged with warmth, and the smell of freshly brewed coffee fills the air. She settles into a seat by the window, her hands wrapped around a steaming mug. Outside, the rain has returned to its steady rhythm, tapping softly against the glass. She gazes out at the small park across the street. The bench beneath the tree is empty now, its surface glistening with raindrops. As she watches, a memory surfaces, one that she honestly hadn't thought of in years. She is a child again, running barefoot in the rain, the cool drops soaking her hair and skin. She remembers the feeling of mud squishing between her toes and the sound of her laughter mingling with the rain's rhythm. The memory feels vivid, almost tangible, as though she could step through the window and back into that moment long, long ago. The rain outside begins to blur with the rain in her memory, and for a fleeting instant, time seems to fold in on itself. She wonders if this is another layer of her perception, not just what she sees, but what she remembers and what she feels. The rain has somehow become something more than water falling from the sky. It's a thread that's connecting her to herself, to the child that she once was. She thinks of the others outside, the ones hurrying under umbrellas, or the children laughing in the puddles. Are they weaving their own threads? Are they layering their own meanings onto the rain? Later in the afternoon, Anna takes a walk along the river. The rain has softened into a fine mist, and the world glistens under a muted, silver sky. She stops on a bridge, leaning against the railing as she gazes down at the water below. The river flows gently, its surface rippling with each drop of rain. The rain, the ripples, the river, they feel simple, and yet they hold a quiet mystery. This is a place where Kant would remind us that the true nature of rain, the noumenal world, remains beyond Anna's grasp. What she sees, what she hears, even what she feels, is shaped by her perception. The rain as it exists in itself is unknowable. But this doesn't trouble Anna. Instead, it fills her with wonder, a quiet awe at the infinite complexity of the world. As evening falls, Anna returns home. The rain has stopped, leaving the city quiet and still under the glow of streetlights. She sits by her window with a warm cup of tea, gazing out at the glistening pavement. The world somehow feels softer now, wrapped in the quiet left behind by the rain. She thinks back over the day, how the rain has been a constant presence. It felt heavy in the morning, soothing in the quiet of her tea, playful in the streets, and filled with memories at the cafe. And now, as the day ends, it feels like a mystery, something she can never fully understand, but can still marvel at. Tonight, as you drift into sleep, I want you to think of the rain, its quiet rhythm, its endless presence. Imagine how it might feel to someone else, how the same droplets carry infinite meanings for different hearts and different minds. Let these thoughts remind you of the beauty and complexity in Kant's philosophy, and how we all see the exact same moments in our world, just a little bit differently.